Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the man who's big, black, your pop culture's under attack, and he's back, Dion Green.
Baby, it feels so good to be back in town with my boys, and I do have to say, as unattractive as some of the shit we've got going on, it is beautiful to hear your voices.
Thanks, man.
It feels like a real episode tonight, now that you're back. And that man chuckling in the background is the last standing Samoan, Nick Udom.
How's it going? Can't wait for tonight's episode. It'll be fun. I'm drinking.
I'm drinking, by the way. Yeah, me too. I got a black lager, German-style Schwarzbier from the Devil's Backbone Brewing Company. What do you got?
I have Creature Comfort from here in Georgia. It's called Athenia.
Dion?
Oh, you know I'm drinking. Right now I'm drinking some Oberon. Get my last Oberon in before the end of the summer from Bell's Brewery. Shout out to Bell's. We ain't sponsored yet. Get on that shit. And then I'm going a little silly with some Boybin, some New Holland, Michigan brewery bourbon. Again, sponsorship New Holland. Get on it, baby.
I feel like alcohol companies would be perfect for this show because we all drink and we're all about that lifestyle.
Yeah, we are.
If only we
well, plus I just love how we've all had those moments, you know. We all know Nick gets white girl wasted on WrestleMania and the commentators especially. I just randomly get shit faced during the show and then just start rambling, and Jeff's just like, "Yo, drunk ass," and then Jeff gets drunk and then we'll just either his shit will stop working and he just disappears from us, but we still hear him on the show, or he just disappears from the show and we're like, all right, well, that was a commentary.
Well, what happened is I get bored and I go to bed.
You know what? At least nobody's snoring in the background like Phil.
That's true. I have the good decency to leave the room because my bed's in another room and I can't.
Yeah,
really
see, that's what matters. Phil doesn't give two fucks, but you do, so it's fine.
Well, he listens to this show and he's cutting the grass. So Phil, be careful. You're cutting the grass.
Yeah, don't cut your other foot off there, buddy.
So last week's show was our fan appreciation episode. It was our longest episode, but it was a hit, and it was a lot of fun. We'll definitely do another fan episode in the future. I'm thinking probably next year, because we're already into August, and there's a lot of stuff coming up. We got Justice League and Star Wars and all kinds of shit like that. So guys, thank you to everyone that appeared on last week's show. We had Reality's Frank, Brian Lape, Kendo Slice, and Eddie Cantillo, the man who has about 1,000 movies he has to see this week.
And I just want to throw out, hey, fans, guys that are on the show last week, sorry I couldn't make it. Bullshit aside, I will definitely be there next time. Don't worry, you'll get your chance to hang out with the man, the plane. I feel like I'm kind of like the Conor McGregor, or better yet, I'm like an even shittier director for Star Wars. I just kind of say shit, and I'm in the background, and I don't really show up. And then once in a while, I'll do something really good, like a Rogue One, and we'll be like, that's why we like that guy. Okay.
You're the Lord and Miller of this podcast.
You're way fucking better than that, right? You're way above Star Wars. Let's put it that way.
You're J.J. Abrams' Star Trek.
Ooh.
I know how much you love that movie, Dion.
Ooh.
Yes, you are 100% right, sir.
You are John Carpenter of The Thing, sir.
Ooh, shit.
I like that. I'll take it. I will fucking take that one too. Take both of them. Fuck it.
You're just George Miller, who's had a great career.
There you go.
You know what? That's our next T-shirt. Babe, my face. I'm George Miller. People be like, "What?" I'll be like, "You know it."
You're like Kurt Smith, you know.
You caught me listening to my own music again. Not very Rob Thomas of me.
Wait, you watched an episode?
Yes.
Yes.
That was my favorite TV moment ever when he rolls up listening to Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and Guster's like, "Kurt Smith." The look on his face, he's like, "Oops."
Dude, oh my god! Like Bruce Campbell's in episode 2, it makes me fucking happy. It's such a good episode.
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna check that show out when it comes back.
Movie's coming out in December, so
there we go. Well, I'll have a reason to watch it. Dion, when I come for New Year's, we should watch the Psych movie.
Deal. It's gonna happen.
All right, cool. So this week we have a show deep with controversy, intrigue, and porgs. You're probably asking yourself, what the fuck is a porg? Don't worry, we'll talk about that. But before we get into it, a very special thank you and a shout out to our listener of the week, Jeff Font. Jeff, Great name, by the way. But thank you for picking up an official World Class Bullshitters t-shirt. Greatly appreciate it, and if anyone else out there would like to help support the show, and Patreon's kind of out of the question right now, head over to incarnate-studios.com and pick up a t-shirt. There's posters. There's a couple World Class Bullshitters pieces of merchandise you can get. All the money goes directly to the show, and now that we have a Patreon, I've decided to funnel that money, obviously, back into the channel. So I'm getting new equipment, going to create some new merchandise, and you can get it and support the channel and help it keep growing. Show your love.
Did you just burp during the shout out?
No. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, bullshit aside, let's talk about the news because next week it's irrelevant. So, I have decided, actually no, I just figured this out from the fan reactions. Everyone likes us to start out with the biggest story first, so they don't have to wait and listen through the show. So, one more time, guys, let's do this. Let's talk about Star Wars The Last Jedi. Sorry.
God fucking damn it.
I know. Believe me, the movie's not even out. I'm tired of it. I'm fucking burnt out. But anyway, Entertainment Weekly has just released a handful of new images from the film, and we're going to talk about them. So have you guys had a chance to see the Entertainment Weekly Star Wars pictures?
Yeah.
Yes, I did see the pictures.
Well, I'm going to put a link into the description so people can follow with us. But we're going to go right now and talk about them. So, as they load up on my computer screen in front of me, let's start with the picture of... This is a crapshoot. Rey, standing in front of a brick wall. It's the most unappealing image of the lot. So, there we go. So this image says, the caption says, Daisy Ridley as Rey at the ruins of the first Jedi Temple. So that's a story element we just learned. Up next, a picture of Rey with Luke Skywalker living in a hut. Next, a picture of an Asian lady with John Boyega, or Yeah Boyega, according to our friend Kendo Slice. Yeah, that name's sticking, dude. I fucking love that. That's his greatest contribution to the show. Last week we talked about the action figures. This week we're talking about this chick. I don't know what to say. I'm not excited for her. She looks very unhappy to be there. Okay, now let's talk about the image that's this week's caption, the Porg and Chewbacca. So, it says that the Porgs are puffin-like creatures from the island of the first Jedi Temple. They're cute, they're cuddly, and vexing to Wookiees.
Okay.
Product placement coming from left field. Go fuck yourself.
I think this is the BB-8 of the film, because now with Disney Star Wars, there has to be something cute and cuddly in every film.
This seems like they're trying to redo Tribbles from Star Trek. This is what it seems like.
Who likes
that?
Tribbles?
Is exactly what that looks like, too. That's 100% accurate.
I'm worried, though. This looks like just a cheap merchandise plug for Christmas of this year and nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it. I think it's safe to say it is.
Guaranteed there's going to be, the Porgs or the Porks or the Porns, Save Christmas, whatever the hell it is. There's going to be that movie as well. The animated movie.
Special.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Now, Dion, we haven't talked in a couple weeks about Star Wars. Does this not just reek of soulless Disney cash grab Star Wars where nothing in this film is essential to the plot? It's just window dressing for merchandise sales?
Well, not only that, but again, so before the big thing that kind of was starting to seep through the cracks was it was essentially a remake of the original Star Wars. And now they went on this whole thing where it's not a retread. The hardcore fans of this new bullshit, it's not a retread. And this fucking reeks of the worst corporate retread fucking ever. So, because she's training in minimalist circumstances in a fucking hut in a mountain. John Boyega's going on his own side cruise with the Asian chick. Like, oh, okay, man. And now there's the cute and cuddly little dude walking around driving the shit out of the Wookiee and crazy. It's vexing to Wookiees. It's like, you just call it episode 5.2. Just do it.
The Empire Strikes Back again.
Yes.
All I can say positive about this image is Chewbacca looks great. That's all I can fucking say. Like, Chewbacca, holy shit, this is a welcomed addition to Star Wars again. Thank you, Chewbacca.
Apparently, Wookiees don't get any gray hairs. It's amazing.
Well, I guess he's young. Wookiees live to be really old. So imagine him like a teenager in A New Hope, and he's like, like just going to college age in this movie. So
okay, gotcha.
I mean, he just got his pubes. Everything's good. He's ready to fuck.
So that's a lot of fucking pubes too, all over the face.
Well, not a problem for us. So anyway, let's talk about the next image, number 6 of 16. Ugh, the Caretakers of Ahch-To. These amphibious creatures are what writer-director Ryan Johnson describes as alien nuns, a religious order faithful to the Force. Okay, here's a fucking story problem. In A New Hope, they make it seem like the Jedi have been wiped out for a long time, and Darth Vader and Obi-Wan are the last two. Now there's like a cult-like following of the Force since the last one? Like, Luke's the only Jedi to come out of the Civil War. We know his followers were killed. Like, how did all this just take... You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems really quick for a new religion around the Jedi Order to spring up. Or is it just me being an asshole?
Well, I think you're being a little nitpicky. Like, I can see there being other, like, beings sensitive to the Force. My problem is the other part of what you said. It's this. I agree with it. It's what I agree with. Surprise, right? Fuck me.
Welcome back.
But it's there's a cult like following. It's like, so first in what was the shitty 7th one called? The Force Awakens. Fucking there's this Yoda looking bitch who apparently has been following the Force for 900 years, and we are just now hearing about her. And now there's this cult that again is very similar to her. We're very sensitive to the Force. We worship the Force. It's like, okay, so why wasn't all this shit brought up before? So it had to be 20-something years before they come into the storyline. It's getting really convoluted, and that's what's really starting to piss me off about it.
Well, also these creatures look like shit. Like who did the creature design? It's basically this like Dinotopia fucking dinosaur head on like a nun's body and some clothing. Like this is a really shitty character design.
I haven't thought about Dinotopia in a long time.
Yeah, I mean either. But no, I mean like this is really really crappy. And I'm looking at the picture now. It's like what the fuck is going on? This is idiotic.
Nothing's going on. These are just more action figures to buy.
Plus, it's like, what's wrong with making cool, non-integral characters? Like, what's wrong with doing, if you want to make a cult-like creature, just make them like look like people. They always have to be short, and like they haven't gotten out of the Return of the Jedi short alien thing. Like you had that ever since the midgets in the suits thing happened. You had Watto had to be the short little midget. Then you had to have the other fucking. The Ugnaughts or whatever had to be all over in the new trilogy, and then you had to have little tiny cute dudes running around, in the Senate, and it's like, just stop making midgets have to be a mainstay in the series. Just make people walking around.
Hey, they need work, okay? That's the only jobs they can do.
God, I mean, I get that, but just come on, like they don't have to be all aliens.
Fuck. Plight, but he doesn't enjoy it.
Well, it's like they don't have to be aliens. Like, we have to have this short person. They're integral to the plot, but they can't. They're not like that integral to the plot. You know what I mean? Go Force.
A-team. Okay, speaking of go, let's go to the next image. The Praetorian Guard. Modeled after the Emperor's...
This pissed me off the worst. Yeah. God damn it.
From the image, I saw these leaked photos like 2 weeks ago, molded on the Emperor's ceremonial watchman from Return of the Jedi. No fucking shit. Everything is trying to make you emotionally attached to the old movies. It's like, hey, Red Guards are back.
These guys, like, yeah, the way they're, like, the picture that's here is, like, they don't look like the traditional Red Guards. Like, the Red Guards, in the old movies were very stoic, and they were there, but they didn't really do anything. These guys look like they're ready to fuck shit up immediately. Like they have their weird house helmets on. You can't see what they are, who they are. You don't even know if they're human. Their armor looks like it's samurai mixed with fucking stormtrooper.
The most impractical thing I've ever seen. That's so their helmets come to a point. At least with the original Royal Guards, there were eye slots. With these guys, so they're supposed to be blind dudes now. Like, everybody has to be blind too, and the fucking armor looks so clunky. They can't even. They're supposed to be guards. Like, they can't raise their arms above shoulder level.
Well, I mean, like all of their like their little like fucking their shoulder things all look like they're like fucking plastic, like milk jugs, like they just colored red and stapled onto their bodies. It all looks really bad.
They look like they belong in a Devo music video. They just don't look good.
Yes, that they look fucking horrible. And I'm someone that doesn't, like as far as like set design and costumes, I'm not a big stickler about that. But even I'm looking at this, I'm just like, what the fuck? So you're trying to go for the original trilogy, connect it, but you're like, let's make a really shitty dystopian movie from a third-rate movie studio vibe go to it. It's like, why couldn't you just make cool assassin dudes? Why can't you just do that?
Yeah, make the Red Guards black. Just do that.
Or if you're tied to the red thing, just make them wear like light red armor, and you get the fucking, what you should have done is you get the dudes that you had from the raid to be these crazy ninja-like assassins that could fucking kill people. Why do you have to make them look like goddamn shitty toys from the dollar store? What the fuck?
That's very
these
true.
won't be shitty toys from the dollar store. They'll be shitty toys at every major retailer in the world that'll sit on the shelf for 5 months, and no one's going to buy them until the Han Solo merchandise comes out, and no one's going to buy that. So you're almost there.
Oh my god, I looked at that and those Gar things. That pissed me off the hardest. That was the laziest. That's what makes me so mad. It's lazy. So now that they're like, okay, well, we're not trying to tie it to the original trilogy, and they clearly are, but they're being really lazy about it. And I just, J.J. Abrams, you did this.
That's Disney for everything they've done. Everything they've done recently has been really fucking lazy. I mean, look at the re-release of their cartoons as live action movies now. I mean, why?
Yep.
Yeah,
dude, you're going to hear me talk about Disney a lot later on tonight, so I'm going to save my Disney load for that. But let's look at Kylo Ren's retarded face. His scar's different for creative reasons. I don't know.
Which is dumb. Just so dumb. It's like, oh, we want the scar to be on this side. It's more photogenic. Like, go fuck yourselves.
Then, you know what? Fucking, instead of trying to be a movie by committee, have something planned out and stick with it. This changing shit up to, I don't know, sell a new toy or whatever the fuck it is. Just stupid. I hate that.
Listen. Disney, here's what you do for part 9. Get Tommy Wiseau in there, because that's the only way you're going to redeem yourself, honestly. Get him to be a character, or get him to be the main character, and just have him do his thing. You'll redeem yourself entirely. I will watch that movie.
Next is a picture of Poe Dameron. This could have been from The Force Awakens. He's the most boring Star Wars character there is right now.
Yeah, well, I keep hearing that he's the key to Leia's fight with key to the Resistance or something like that. Like that's his thing or whatever. So I don't know.
Whatever. That's all I can say is whatever. Fuck everyone involved in this movie except Mark Hamill. Yeah, Boyega's Finn is learning to fly. So the ex-Stormtrooper was not a pilot in The Force Awakens, but he picks up new skills in The Last Jedi. Convenient. This morning, look for new photos in Entertainment Weekly's feature on his covert mission with a new character, Kelly Marie trans-resistant mechanic Rose Tico. No. Okay, Kylo Ren has a new starfighter, and it just so happens to look just like a TIE Interceptor. So,
yeah, except kind of blockier. That's about it.
It's Darth Vader or it's Darth Maul's ship mixed with a TIE Interceptor.
That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah, exactly what it looks like.
So fucking cool. It's everything cyclical. Okay, here we go. The casino at Canto Bight. Finn and Rose's mission takes them to this glamorous galactic getaway. A city of light and games, where fortunes are won and lost.
I'm sorry, is it Star Wars or James Bond? What the fuck are they doing?
They can't. Now, if this movie had Boba Fett in it and it was this kind of story, it would make sense. I don't know what we're watching anymore. This looks like Coruscant again. It's like,
yeah, it does. It does.
And then there's just a picture of some people behind the scenes. That's not important. There's a picture of Carrie Fisher, but she's dead, so this is not important. And there's a cover of Luke Skywalker, and that's not important. So that's really it for Star Wars The Last Jedi on this episode. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to say about Star Wars The Last Jedi? The biggest movie of the year called Star Wars The Last Jedi?
Well, I just love how the good Star Wars movie. Right. Well, the not Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Rogue One, the actually good one. That one was overdone. Blah blah blah. It was too dark. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, it was the original one. And now everyone's jumping on The Last Jedi. Yet it's the one that's literally copied after fucking Return of the Empire Strikes Back. I'm just like, you motherfuckers make me sick.
I agree entirely. Everyone's like, Rogue One sucks. Like, no, fuck you. It was amazing. They tied everything together seamlessly. You cannot find one thing wrong with that movie. Go fuck yourselves.
Well, it's on Netflix for the time being, Nick. So for those out there that hate Rogue One, go watch it again.
And so you know what? You know what they should do? They should tag their friends in that link for the movie and tell their friends how much it sucks so they can watch it too and figure out how much it sucks.
It should have made more money than The Force Awakens.
Agreed.
Oh well, they don't have Han Solo, so that's why it made less. Alright, well let's talk about something funny. You guys remember those all-female Wonder Woman screenings at the Alamo Drafthouse a couple months back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it looks like those women-only Wonder Woman screenings were illegal. Yeah. As it turns out, the complaints have at least some legal merit. Austin City Equality Codes ban any public accommodation, such as movie theaters, from limiting their services for individuals based on factors including race, color, sex, sexual orientation, and gender. Identification... Oh, who gives a shit? Anyway, it's a situation even Wonder Woman couldn't fix. In an attempt to appease those who complained, the chain is offering to send these men DVDs of Wonder Woman, as they will update their discrimination policies in addition to sending a letter out to their staff. If the men do not accept these terms, the city may launch an investigation into the reports, and the theater could face possible repercussions. So... First off, let's all have a good laugh. Ha ha ha. Secondly, let's hope that they are not satisfied with a DVD, demand a Blu-ray, and when they're shut down for that, they complain. Because this was bullshit. Like, this whole women's only movement for Wonder Woman was a dumb thing. Like, if women only went to go see this movie, it would have flopped.
Well, I mean, you know, We kept hearing shit about, you know, how, you know, the opening weekend was better than this, better than that. And, you know, if you look at the DC movies and their opening weekends, this is at the bottom. This is like the fourth one. The opening weekend for this one was not that good, not that great. I'm sure it made more money over time, but, you know, so any movie, you keep it in the theaters long enough.
Yeah, Titanic was in theaters for like 6 months, wasn't it? No, more.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, it came back out, too. Then they re-released it back in theaters shortly after it came out initially, so... You know, that, not to mention that I just love how it's Texas, like, which historically was one of the most racist states ever. Like, they're like, well, now we're going to have only women. It's like, wait a minute. So you clearly didn't learn from the whole discrimination thing. Like, I understand you trying to do the, you know, women empowerment, you know, what the fuck ever, man. But, like, you literally were the reason not to do that for generations. And you did it again. Who thought this was going to be a good idea?
Oh God! I mean, they should have done like, you know, women get in free or whatever kind of thing. Not women only. If they had done that, I think that would have been a little bit better. You know, or women get a free T-shirt or some bullshit like that, or a free drink, or, you know, some roofies. I don't care.
Cosby was here. No, it just goes to show that it just goes to show that, like, this feminist politics and business doesn't work.
No, it
like,
never has.
Internet safe spaces and the echo chambers of Twitter and Tumblr are great, but when the real world's involved and there's money on the line, this shit doesn't play. And the law is the law. You fucking follow it or you don't, and you suffer the repercussions. So Alamo Drafthouse and all their other stupid fucking ideas need to really just take a step back and look at, like, I don't even know if this was a well-intentioned move. I don't think I can call it like, hey, at least they had good intentions. Like, what were they trying to promote? Segregation among the sexes? Because it's not smart either way you go.
Wait, didn't they say they were going to give money, the money to charity or something? Was that a thing or not?
It may have been. I don't remember. I didn't even care enough about the story.
No, I don't think. I think they weren't going to. Not sure as shit weren't going to give the money away to charity. Some fucking movie theater in Texas.
Well, we'll see how this goes. If there's any more updates, I'll make a separate video. If something big happens next Wednesday or Thursday, we'll cover it on next week's episode. But if you guys find this as funny as I do, because I had a good, 3-minute laugh. Because it's just like, I saw this shit coming a mile away. Like, how do these people not? They're so, emotionally invested in this dumb shit. And when it backfires on them, they act like they're the victims now. But they were the ones pulling this dirty shit.
Yeah, it's just, like, I'm sure they thought they were going to have good intentions. Like, oh, Wonder Woman, we're going to do a woman's only screening. Why? You want the maximum number of people there. You want the maximum money you can get. You're going to do only women. Women don't give two fucks about comic movies anyways. The ones who really care about Wonder Woman are all tumbleerinas and fucking Twitter moms and shit. They don't fucking care. They're not going to give their money to the movie.
No, they just want to say their words on the internet and feel like they're helping the cause.
Oh, yeah.
And helping the cause, the best way is to be like, hey, dudes, this movie's just as good. Like, that should be the goal. Like, we want everyone to come and see it and everyone to know it's good. Not be like, oh, you got a dick, you can't come watch my movie. Like, what?
What? The thing is, it was a good movie, too. But it's the politics around it ruined it for a lot of people.
Yeah,
so much so that it's like... Go ahead, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, one thing I do love is that they like even fucking what was it? The production company didn't even have faith in the movie. They weren't even planning on doing a part 2, and now they're doing a part 2, and it's like Joss Whedon's directing it. It's fucking hilarious.
If it happens.
Yeah, if it happens, yeah.
Okay, Dion, did you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. So I got some surprising news. I may be going back to reading comic books from Marvel.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So today, IGN released an article titled Spider-Man. Peter Parker makes a huge sacrifice in Secret Empire. So I'm just going to paraphrase the article to save you guys the boring bits. But essentially, everything I hate about Spider-Man is going away. So he's no longer going to be rich. He's no longer going to have his fucking business. He's going back to the classic suit. He's going to be poor again. So Jeff is happy. When Spider-Man's doing shitty, I'm doing good. And maybe this issue 789 titled Peter Parker, Threat or Menace is going to be a good title. So we'll see if... I'll put it like this. I'll go pick up Amazing Spider-Man issue 789 from the store. And if it's not full of SJW politics and other bullshit, I will be back to buying Spider-Man every month for the foreseeable future.
Well, that's good. I mean, did he put all his money into Enron and then like lose it all? Is that what happened? Like, what was the thing?
I think it's something to do with Dr. Octopus.
Okay.
He has to make he has like a decision to make. Why was I gonna say he has an opportunity? It's not an opportunity. It's a decision to make. He can either have his.
It's an opportunity.
I'm gonna come to Michigan and kick you in the teeth. Not gonna hurt your teeth. Just one little tap, and then I'm gonna go home. I'm not even gonna make eye contact with you. That was dumb. Anyway, it's Doc Ock. Doc Ock's doing, and Aunt May could die, so I gotta read this. So.
Oh no, not Marissa Tomei. No, she's so hot. Leave her.
Hey, old ass Aunt May has gray hair in the comic books.
Aww.
She's always had gray hair, thankfully. So let's get back to the show, though. Let's talk about the Karate Kid on YouTube. Have you guys heard about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. Yeah.
Are you excited? Do you guys like the Karate Kid?
I mean, surprisingly am. I was very surprised. I'm actually kind of excited for this to see how it goes. I mean, I feel like it's old enough, and obviously since the last attempt to make it as a big cultural thing again failed miserably. It's gonna be good to see them like take their time with it, see what they can do with it legitimately. So I'm kind of excited.
Well, I mean, it was called the Karate Kid the last time, but I think he was doing kung fu, and I think that was the problem. Everyone's like, no, he's not doing karate.
And he was in China.
Yeah, he was in China. It's like, no, the last one I think he was in like California or something, like San Francisco or whatever. Like he was not in China.
And they went to Japan.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. It was something that Jada and Will Smith bought for their child. It's like, here you go, here's a birthday gift. You're a movie star now, and apparently he's been fucked up for life. So whatever.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's one of the. I'm always wary of things that they're trying to reboot and remake at 20 plus years later. It's like. It's might be past its time. You may just have to leave it. Just let it die. Let it be its thing. Like do a Blu-ray release and do a big thing for it. That's about it. Other than that, leave it alone. It's fine.
Well, the series is titled Cobra Kai. It'll take the form of a 10-episode, half-hour comedy. Apparently, Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, and AMC bid on it, but YouTube Red managed to nab the series. So YouTube Red having it has basically cornered me out, because I'm not going to buy YouTube Red to watch this.
Well, the only reason I'm going to be able to watch it is because I pay for Google Play's library. So if you do that, you get YouTube Red. Like, yeah, if I didn't already have it, I sure as shit would, because the vast majority of YouTube Red shows are fucking horrible.
Like Rhett and Link?
Yeah, and that, what's his name, Logan Paul's show.
That guy's annoying.
Oh, God, both of them are. Both of them are the exact fucking copy of each other. It's horrible.
Well, Dion, when I come to visit, I guess this will be out by... Oh, no, it comes out in 2018. So for WrestleMania, we should watch it.
Hell yeah.
We'll get drunk down in New Orleans, and we'll just watch it, and we'll get on with our life like nothing happened.
You had me at drunk.
All right, cool.
You had me in New Orleans.
Speaking of getting on, let's talk about the next news segment, which actually kind of excites me, which I thought I'd never say. But Daniel Craig is coming back as James Bond. So there's been rumors that he wasn't coming back. There was talk that Christopher Nolan was going to direct this movie and bring in Tom Hardy. There's rumor that Adele's going to come back and sing a song. But Daniel Craig was going to be on a TV miniseries, but that got postponed till the next year because he's coming back to play James Bond in the untitled 25th movie in the series. Yay, I guess. The only reason I want him to come back is because Spectre ended on like a cliffhanger, so I need to know what happens with that chick. Is she going to die? Is he going to go crazy? If they kill him off and they try to reboot it again with like a woman or something else, I'm out. Like 25 movies is good enough for me. Now, if he doesn't die at the end of this, and everything's good, I'll come back for 26.
But it was just funny to me because didn't he say he would rather slit his wrists than do another Bond movie?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
And so now, Jeff and I were talking about when they were rumored that he was coming back. Well, when he first said that, I was the one on this show. I was like, that motherfucker's coming back. As long as the check doesn't clear, his ass is coming back. Sure fucking enough. Daniel Craig, he's got mouths to feed, goddammit, and houses to buy. And his ass is coming back for motherfucking James Bond.
Have you seen his recent trailer for a recent movie called Logan Lucky or Lucky Logan or whatever?
Yeah, I want to see that so fucking bad.
He looks
hilarious,
crazy as shit in that movie. I love it.
We should review it for the channel.
Oh, dude, I'm down. It looks insane. But yeah, I mean, him coming back for the James Bond. I hopefully this is going to be his last. Hopefully this is going to be the last one. He doesn't have to fight to again and be like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then he's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I mean, this really might be his last one, which is fine. Hopefully he'll complete the story and that'll be it. And they can go on and try to find somebody else to do it. So
he's good enough, but he's not the best James Bond. And like the series existed for 44 years. No, sorry. Yeah, 44 years before he was Bond.
Yeah,
he's not like the thing that created the. He's not as important as Sean Connery.
True, no, very true.
Definitely. Now, I don't think anyone's ever going to say that. Like I said, I mean, I love him for different reasons, but even I'm just like, I want someone to be in Bond who wants to be in Bond, not someone who's paid to be in Bond. And he clearly is, emotionally. And don't get me wrong, like especially Skyfall and Spectre, I thought those were his best ones by far. But for you to, my whole thing is for you to literally tell everyone, I'd rather murder myself than be in another one, and then magically show up in the next one. Like it's like, yeah, I think we need to cut you out there, buddy. We'll take it behind the shed, put a bullet in the back of your blonde British brain, and go find another British dude to do it.
Well, like Jeff, what do you think about Christopher Nolan directing one movie? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, Christopher Nolan's cool. Just because I'm not the world's biggest Dark Knight fan, like I like his style, and I think it would be awesome if he directed a Bond movie with a different James Bond, and if he had less, not editorial, less produce. Like the producers wouldn't come in and tell him what to do.
Gotcha.
They're just like, hey. Here's where we want to go. You can't kill off James Bond or any of the main characters. Do what you want. I think because he's a fan of film and he's British, that we'd get a really good classic James Bond movie. I'm talking on the levels of like From Russia with Love, something with intrigue and suspense and all kinds of shit. But I think you need a new James Bond to do that because Daniel Craig's Bond is a completely different character than the classic James Bond. And people like it. But at the same time, I wonder if it's the brand name that sells those tickets and not really him.
Very true, very true. What okay, how about if like Guy Ritchie like did a Bond movie? What do you think about that?
It would have been cool in the 90s.
Right.
But, I mean, I would even be cool if a Quentin Tarantino directed James Bond movie.
Oh, shit. That would be
don't joke like that. Don't joke like that.
Here's my thing with James Bond. I'm cool to
Please
like
don't
artistic
do that.
interpretation.
You're scaring the fuck out of me.
Here's my thing, though. He has to remain the same guy and character. You can change the world around him any way you want. But as long as he's true to form, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like Moonraker, but James Bond going into space is not the problem of that film. There are other problems with that film, and they all take place on Earth. But, like, just keep him true. I don't... Like, any of these... maybe not Edgar Wright, but, you know, any of these cool British directors could make an awesome James Bond movie if they just had the freedom to.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's how you keep the longevity of the franchise. You don't make the same fucking... Like, here's the thing. Casino Royale's good, but Quantum of Solace is trying to be Casino Royale light, and that's where I think a lot of people have the problems. Like, that movie doesn't have too much of an intriguing plot. It's like, a guy is trying to control the water supply. Okay, cool. And then that's just really it. And then James Bond's a dick the whole movie. And like, at the end of the movie, he finally comes to terms with he's 007. It's like, didn't we just watch that in the last movie? No. We needed to milk that story for one more. So then we go to Skyfall, where he's now too old to be James Bond. So it's like, hey, I have to retrain, and I have to do this. So it's like, we missed the golden years of James Bond between two fucking movies. So instead of casting Daniel Craig's craggy-ass ugly face, get a new middle-aged white guy to play James Bond. Hell, I know Christopher Nolan wants Tom Hardy. It could be cool if they put him on Apple boxes because he's short as fuck.
Get Tom Hiddleston, please. Like, he's ready to go. Let's let him do it.
Oh my God, Nick, you fucking have cracked the code, sir. I would love Tom Hiddleston as James Bond.
He's got the look down. He's got the look down already.
Yes,
you know, and
just dye his hair black. I'm down.
Yeah, dude, he's good to go. He's tall as shit. He's lanky as fuck. I mean, he'll do it, man. He'll do it in a heartbeat. And I think he's acted in enough stuff besides, you know, the comic movies to really show he's got skill, and he's really quite good. And I mean, just let him do it, man.
I still want Henry Cavill to be James Bond. He was almost the choice before Daniel Craig.
I'm okay.
Oh yeah. I'm down.
Go ahead.
I'm down with that. Yeah, I mean, he's got the look down, so it's fine.
And he's got the charm to it, you know. Like, if you watch The Man versus Uncle, we should make a movie called The Man versus Uncle. Anyway, that would be cool to me. Like, that's the one actor that would be in there, and I'm like, yes, fucking somebody I believe in. Everyone else is just like, eh. As long as I don't get like a little kid to play James Bond.
James Bond Jr.
Hey, I love James Bond Jr. the show, but not in a movie.
What if they did? What if they did? Well, what if they did live action James Bond Jr.? Would you be cool with that?
Okay, here's one thing about James Bond Jr. I don't think a lot of people know it exists.
No.
The thing is, they were kids, but they were in college, so they were almost adults. Like, if they made James Bond Jr. now, they'd all be like young in high school and like doing dumb shit. It'd be like Spider-Man: Homecoming. At least with James Bond Jr., they were like, hey, I gotta leave the country for a couple days, and I'm gonna rent this car, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and there was no, like, adult supervision. I just think a lot, because he's not even James Bond's son, he's his nephew, which they say in the lyrics, which makes no sense.
Well, if they were to make a James Bond Jr., it would have to be like If Looks Could Kill. Like, that whole high school, they go on a trip, but it's James Bond on a mission. Like, it would have to be like that. It couldn't be like the cartoon or some shit where it's, or not, like you said, it couldn't be like Spider-Man or some shit.
Well, thankfully, they'll never make live action James Bond Jr. If they ever do anything, just put it on Blu-ray. Like, that show was cool. I feel like a whole generation of kids could watch it and go, this is alright.
Yeah.
It had technology, it had love, interests, it had action. It was a step above other cartoons at the time, because I liked Ren and Stimpy and all that shit, but that was kind of dumb. James Bond Jr. had structured stories that you kind of had to follow through the one season, I guess, of the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited enough just to finish this James Bond story arc out, if anything. I mean, In a perfect world, Pierce Brosnan would have never left. He'd still be playing James Bond, and I would not complain, because he could have aged with the character, and then they could have picked a new guy. But studio politics, they're like, oh, well, Die Another Day was unsuccessful. It wasn't. It was the most successful up until that point. Like, it sucks. It's a shit movie, but everyone has a shit James Bond movie, and you shouldn't end on the shit ones. Give them a chance to redeem themselves. Roger Moore got a chance.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig's getting a chance. Sean Connery got a chance. Pierce Brosnan should have got a chance.
Yeah,
well,
and I mean,
Pierce Brosnan said that he wanted to do more with James Bond. I was always just like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's the only actor that wanted to be James Bond. Like, desperately wanted to be James Bond. Nobody else wants to be the character so bad.
Yeah, and it kills me that you know he's the only one that I've heard. Well, the only one I've heard recently vocally about wanting to be James Bond, and they cut him for no reason, just because like, oh, you did the last one and we need a new guy now because stuff and things.
Stuff and things, man. Fuck you, Barbara Broccoli.
From what I've heard, her dad was an asshole as well, and runs in the family.
But he was an asshole in a good way.
Right.
Like, he wasn't worried about he wanted to make the best movies for the least amount of money possible. She's just like, we need to be socially conscious in the James Bond film. No, you fucking don't, lady. This is supposed to be the male fantasy.
Well, not only that, but
women and guns.
She's confusing topical with socially relevant. Like, James Bond was aware of like the Cold War and nuclear scares, and that's what made it good. It was well done, and it's like, okay, we can relate to them doing something about a missing warhead because that would be a big fucking deal. But she's confusing that with, oh, well, we have to have a female character be on the same level. People care about that, right? It's like, no, like, fuck, like, I don't if you're gonna do topical, do like an event. And then it's James Bond killing motherfuckers. Like, that's it.
Yeah, James Bond sneaks in North Korea and slits Kim Jong-un's throat. Like, do that.
I would watch that in a fucking heartbeat. But I wanted to
Everybody would.
2 points I wanted to air. Your comment, Dion, made me want to bring up 2 points. First off, when they try to do topical shit in James Bond, in the past it's been fine. Like, they brought up, like, M being a lady and the sexual harassment on Bond. And that happened in GoldenEye, my favorite Bond movie. Why do I not complain about it in that movie? Because it's not heavy-handed and ham-fisted. It makes sense. And the characters still play their traditional roles. And at the end of it, they all respect Bond, and he doesn't really care about them, but it makes sense. And he's still the star. The movie's not a vehicle for politics. The story of GoldenEye is, hey, I gotta get back a fucking stolen weapon that's gonna fucking cause an EMP to wipe out the banks of London, and they're gonna steal all this money. It's not, hey, I need to learn how to respect M because she's a lady and they have power too. Like, that's not the fucking point of the movie. The point of the movie is to be James Bond. M's a woman. Oh, so in the next one, they're over that hump and she respects him. And then in the third one, she gets captured, so he saves her. And in the fourth one, she fucking sends him down the river, but then she needs him again. That's the good M relationship with a female M. Not Daniel Craig's, oh, my mom, and I hold her when she dies in my arms and I cry. Like, that's why I get so pissed off about the reboot of Bond. They kind of made him a bitch in many ways. Like, he's still cool, but he emotionally isn't James Bond. Like, when women would die in his arms, he would just kind of roll. Like, okay, in Thunderball, your favorite one, Dion, he takes up Fiona Volpe, and she gets shot in the back, and he puts her in that chair, and he's like, excuse my friend, she's dead tired. Or she's just dead.
Yeah.
She's just dead, and he, like, leaves her in the chair and runs off. Like,
well, she was
where's the flippant James Bond-like personality? Like, I miss that. The cool guy that's an asshole. We're not supposed to love him and want to be, like, friends with him. We're supposed to think he's cool, but then think about it, he's really a piece of shit.
Yeah, right. He's completing a mission. He's saving the world kind of thing. So he's doing the greatest good ever. And it's like, yeah, of course he gets a little bit of leeway being an asshole for that. It's fun, but because he's like, in the thick of it. He's trying to
Queen and Country.
Yeah, for Queen and Country. Yeah, exactly. So he's trying to do the right thing, but just doing the right thing does not make you a good guy, or you have to be the good guy. You have to just do the right thing.
We'll see about Bond 25. I mean, I like Skyfall. Dion, I wasn't excited for it, but when we both saw it, I said how good it was. Did I not?
No, you did, 100%.
And I loved Spectre. I know most people think Spectre's dog shit, but I think it's a good, modern James Bond film. Like, it's a classic James Bond film in the modern day. There's a lair, there's a henchman, there's a big villain, there's gadgets. There's everything from classic James Bond brought to the screen. And I liked it. I liked Batista. I hope he comes back. Like, I want Batista to come back as a surprise. I don't want him to announce
Yes.
it. Just boom, Batista's in the fuck. Like, Bond's about
He's the Jaws for our generation.
Oh my god, I hope
Yes!
so. I really do. I really do.
Like, I never have been... Like, Batista's great in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's even better in James Bond, I think. Just... Everything about that character was cool. He had the fucking big nails, he would gouge your eyes out, and, like, he was silent except for one word. He was a cool character.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's pretty much all I gotta say about Daniel Craig's Bond. Let's hope the car's cool and that the song doesn't suck like last time. God, that song's shitty. Anyway, do you guys have any news before we get into the main topic that I wanted to talk about?
No, sir.
Let me see. I might have something about the Venom movie, if you want to hear that.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Variety reports Riz Ahmed is in talks to play a major, through currently undisclosed role in Sony's Venom. Site reporter Justin Kroll stated on Twitter that Matt Smith, Pedro Pascal, and Manthus Skonartz are Sony's top choices for the role. Mate. Yeah, I can't read for shit. You know that. Let's see. THR also picked up on the story. Confirms Ahmad will not be playing Carnage. Conflicting Jeff Snyder from the tracking board says his sources are split, with one trustworthy source stating Ahmad is up for the role of Celtis Carnage, Celtis Carnage Cassidy. While Cletus. Oh, whatever. Fuck. I can't. God damn it. Whatever. While a second source suggests he's not. So it's a conflicting thing. We don't know.
Fuck this movie. I don't want anything to happen with it. It's dumb. Fuck you, Sony. I hate you.
Yeah, I have no interest in watching it. I probably won't go see it unless the channel's like, you gotta review Venom, man. Other than that, I can skip it. Like, I'm not emotionally involved.
Just like, why are you making... I just don't... Sony can't help themselves, man. I said it when I had to review, feel free to check out that video when I discussed it with Jeff, Homecoming, but they can't help themselves. It's the weirdest fucking thing in the world. Sony they have to Sony everything. They have to fucking Sony everything.
I wonder
why. Yeah, it's bullshit. I mean, they're still talking about Ghostbusters. I mean, come on.
Oh, speaking of, do you guys know what Red Letter Media is?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Well, they're a very famous YouTube channel for their video series on Star Wars, where they ripped apart the prequel trilogy. But then I got really upset with them because they praised Episode 7 as this great original film. And then they shit on Rogue One. So it's not that I have to have these people have to have the same opinion as me, but the reason I got mad is that their criticism of Rogue One applies to Episode 7, but they refused to apply it to Episode 7 because they got excited to see Han Solo again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
That's why I got mad. It's not that you can't like, give me valid reasons for liking the movie. Don't give me these bullshit reasons and then give this movie a pass, but then shit on other movies that you gave a pass to for the other one. That's why I unsubscribed. But my long story short, they released a 50-minute review on Ghostbusters, the new one, where they shit on it. It is awesome. If you guys got the chance, go watch it. The thing is, I saw so much footage from the movie that I was having flashbacks, and I wasn't even alive back then. It was just fucking
You're
horrible.
having flashbacks. Yeah.
Do you know that scene in the Twilight Zone movie that killed Vic Morrow?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like this for me. Like, I was like, oh god! And it had deleted scenes and shit in this video, and the movie's worse than you could possibly imagine, guys. Like, never ever watch it, please.
Yeah.
Promise.
Okay, thank you. But Riz Ahmed, I don't think he's a very good choice to play Cletus Cassidy. He's not crazy, he's just angry.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I doubt they get it off the ground, honestly. I really do doubt that they even get it off the ground.
Oh, that movie's coming out next year, dude. It's happening.
Oh, God. That's so horrible.
Fuck that movie and fuck Sony. That's really all I have to say. I just can't wait for this movie to do horrible again. I can't wait for people to be like, hey, we're gonna have a Venom movie. No Spider-Man. The fucking anti-hero formula doesn't work all the time. No Spider-Man. Hey, we want to have Carnage and Venom in it. No fucking Spider-Man. I hope they all. I can't wait for it to fail. I can't fucking wait.
But Dion, what's the problem with no Spider-Man in a Spider-Man movie?
Well, intelligent people call that reasoning, but fuck me.
Hold on. I think I know the answer to this because there's no Spider-Man.
Okay. So, for a Spider-Man movie to make sense, it has to have Spider-Man in it, correct?
You just cracked the code, buddy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, Juno and Patriot Games and The Patriot starring Mel Gibson are not Spider-Man films, correct?
Correct.
Just wanted to check. Okay, Sony, fuck you. Okay, speaking of fuck yous, this is tonight's main topic. This is the shit that fucking grinds my gears. I wanted to talk about this since the minute I fucking heard about it, and it's Disney pulling out of its deal with Netflix to produce its own streaming service. Now, I know you guys have heard about this, correct?
Yeah, it's been all over my feed, and I've been reading about it the last couple of days, yep.
Yes, sir.
Nick, you and I are huge, obviously Dion too, but we're all big entertainment consumers. We all have multiple streaming services. We love the content. We've all wasted hundreds of hours watching shit. Like, I just watched Ozark this week. Expect a review in a couple days. Fuck that show.
Jason Bateman!
Like, this show wants to be Breaking Bad so fucking bad, but it's nothing. Like, it's Breaking Bad from the eyes of, like, a kindergartner. There's nothing evil or intimidating or threatening or scary. It's just bullshit. And don't even get me on some of the shit they try to plug in this show. Like, it is hot shit. Like, if you want to watch a good show about a fucking blue-collar guy, or white-collar guy that commits a crime, watch Breaking Bad. It's fucking phenomenal. There's 8 seasons of it, and you're going to love it. This is one season of bullshit that fucking strings you along for a second season that I'm never going to watch. But I'll talk about that in a separate video. Let's talk about this shit. So, Nick, what were your first thoughts when you heard this news?
My first thoughts, are just whenever you have one sole entity making content by themselves, when they already have stuff, it's never a good idea. I know, like, Criterion pulled away from Hulu to make their own thing, and that didn't work out. It's not a good idea when you have an established brand, an established network, an established group of people who are paying money for this thing, and it's already, the audience is already there. They're ready to consume the content, and you just be like, nope, we're gonna try to make that exact same thing, but over here on this side with our stuff. No, it's not gonna happen.
What did you think, Dion, when you first heard the news?
I immediately thought of Jay-Z trying to do the title thing, and I started laughing.
Oh my god!
And I said, I can't wait for this to fail so horribly for Disney that we start hearing crazy shit like, oh, Disney might lose its CEO and Disney lost such and such $100 million. I can't fucking wait, dude. It's going to be hilarious. I was like, so we haven't learned from the title fiasco, huh? All right, guys, this is going to be good.
Well, Nick, I felt the same way about you. My biggest problem with this, it wasn't about spending more. Well, there are problems with spending more money for streaming services. I'll get into that later on. But my first problem was Disney does own a lot of things, but Disney doesn't own everything your average consumer wants to view. To me, Disney is really going to build this streaming service on Star Wars, Marvel, and its animated shit, which is great for nerds and children. Your average person does not, like, we'll use my grandma and the family, my part of the family she lives with, my aunt and uncle and their kids, they're in their 20s. They'll never subscribe to this Disney shit. Why? Because they want a wide variety of television shows streamed to their home. They don't subscribe to Netflix just for Orange is the New Black. They don't subscribe to it for Ozark. They don't subscribe to it just for Glow. No, they like to have an option to watch movies that they missed in theaters, movies that they haven't thought about in 20 years, original content, cartoon, shit like that. I think the biggest thing about Netflix that makes it great, even though it's kind of going down in my opinion, is the fact that when you subscribe to Netflix, there is something for everybody. I watched Police Academy again. That's something for people that like classic 80s comedies. There's action movies, there's sci-fi, there's horror, there's everything. When you boil it down to just the Disney brand, and even if you include shit like exclusive shows on ABC and like, was it Touchstone Pictures or Hollywood Pictures? If you bring in just anything that's tangentially owned by Disney, you're still narrowing it down to like nothing. Like, we're talking like 5% of all entertainment that exists. I know Disney's the biggest corporation out there of all time, like entertainment-wise, but their shit is for families and kids. Dion, you have a family, but we're all adults, and D2 is really too young to be dictating what you and Hillary watch.
Right.
Like I said, this is for nerdy nerds and like little, like 7 and 8-year-old kids that their family's going to shell out another $10 a month for. I don't see people ever making this their tertiary streaming service. Like, personally, I'm happy with Netflix and Hulu. Thanks to some of our fans, I have Amazon, and somebody else gave me Shudder and the WWE Network. But I would not be willing to put down my own money for a third streaming service of Disney products. I don't like their shit. There's a reason I don't own their movies on DVD and Blu-ray outside of Marvel. Star Wars is over to me. Like, nothing they're going to put on is going to get me to subscribe. So they're lost on somebody like me. And I think a lot of people will feel maybe not as strong as I do, but they'll just be like, what's the purpose? I don't really want to watch The Lion King. Like, I can just go get a copy of it for $5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going so balls deep with this idea, but the Netflix thing, I think, was a bigger market for them to appeal to. This is like shrinking it down, and they're going to isolate themselves like the new Star Trek series on CBS All Access. If you can't watch it on TV, who the fuck's going to watch it?
True. And I mean, you can probably buy The Lion King on Amazon, which is hilarious. Anyways, so who cares?
I just think it's a terrible idea. They're just fucking cutting out. The best thing about streaming is, like, I pay $8 a month and I have access to like 50,000 hours of content. Well, maybe I decide to get 2 streaming services to have 150,000 hours. But now if I got to get a third one, why not just get cable? You know?
Yeah.
Like, where does the cord cutting come in anymore?
Yeah, Lion King is on. You can buy it on Amazon for $20, like Blu-ray, DVD, multiple copied, whatever. All the bullshit's on it. $20. It's there. That's it. So.
Yeah. And I don't like every Disney movie. Like, I like Lion King and I like Aladdin. So if I spend $40 one time, I can get the only 2 Disney movies, and maybe I like Toy Story and The Incredibles. But that's it. Like, if I even spend $60, I get all the shit I want permanently. It's never going to go out when my internet's out. I'm never going to be like, hey, there's a blackout or something. Just nothing. Like, I always have access to my shit.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, it wasn't even a Disney property, so Star Wars has existed for 40 years in other forms. You can just get all the other shit and consume it that way.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's just them being greedy fucks. That's really all it is. They want everything to be themselves, and they think, okay, since we're big shots now, we've made all this content, we should have our own streaming service, and tell Netflix to fuck off. It's like, okay, good luck with that.
Netflix is so synonymous though with streaming. Like, even if you don't have Netflix, you know what it is and you know how it works.
Yeah.
You could say somebody to Hulu, like, hey, do you have Hulu? And they don't know what that is. Like, Netflix is like the Coke of streaming services.
Yeah, exactly. It is that powerful of a brand, and when you say, oh yeah, even if Disney comes out with their own name for something, or it's like Disney streaming or whatever the hell it's called, nobody's gonna be like, oh, Disney streaming? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was possible. Like, it's not going to be something that everybody's going to get. It's going to be like WWE Network, where it's good for like the first 2 or 3 months, and it's going to be awesome. And then you run through all their content. It's like, oh, I've watched everything. I'm done now.
You hit the nail on the head when you compared it to that, because the network's nice to watch new pay-per-views with the guys down here, but maybe 3 times a month will I go, I really want to watch The Rock do something, so I'll pop on a couple old matches. That's it. If Dan wasn't paying for it for me, I wouldn't have it. Like, it's not worth my money.
Yeah, and even then, once again, I'm sure you can buy the DVDs of those particular matches and be fine, or of those particular events and be okay.
Plus, to me, the WWE Network has more value, even just based on its retro library, because I enjoy more wrestling than I do Disney products. Like, I'm not trying to be contrarian, but even as a child, I liked some Disney, but there was Marvel, there was Batman shit, there were the Warner Brothers cartoons. Like, Disney, if anyone tells you that Disney was the biggest name in kids entertainment when we were growing up. Like, it was big, but there was other shit.
I want to say WB was bigger. I want to say WB was way bigger than them. Like
in the 90s, I would argue.
Yeah. Because like from what I'm thinking, it's like, I remember a lot of cartoons from the 90s, and even the ones that a lot of Nickelodeon stuff, a lot of WB stuff is what I really remember. Disney was like, I think one or two things when I was really young, but that's about it. After that, I went to Nickelodeon and started watching all their stuff, and I really enjoyed the dick and fart jokes, even though I didn't know what they meant. They were still hilarious. But yeah, I mean, those are shows that I'd watch. I would pay for Nickelodeon to do a streaming service of all of their stuff, of everything.
So would I. That would be money, because that would be, to me, I would get more value out of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Pete and Pete, Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, Hey Arnold. What is it? Eye for the Dark. You have
God, yes.
Kablam. Holy shit!
I was just about to say that. I couldn't think of the name.
Dude, no. If they have Kablam, and like that's one thing they have, like every episode of Kablam on there. I'd be like, no, you have my money. Take it now. Just fucking take it. Give it to me.
What they should also do is have all the interstitials. The little channel bumpers.
Oh yeah.
I would love, like, seriously, I watch 90s cartoon commercials all the time on YouTube, like on the mornings when I'm, like, playing video games or something.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm going to watch this commercial from 92, and I'm like, I remember this shit. And, I feel good and warm and fuzzy. Like, put that on there, like Stickly, or that Mark Summers Haunted Mansion special that was aired every Halloween. Like, just that kind of shit would be cool. And then you could update, like, the new Rocko's Modern Life or shit like that. But with the Disney, it's like, oh, don't you want to watch Sweet Life and Zack and Cody? No, I don't want to watch that. Or Phineas and Ferb? No, I don't. Like, I just don't want to watch any of that. And but all the DuckTales are on there. That's nice, but once DuckTales is over, what am I going to watch? Like, Tailspin? Maybe. Chip and Dale? Maybe. But there's a finite Disney line.
Mm-hmm.
Nickelodeon, to me, has more rewatchability. Hell, Viacom had better shows, because Viacom owned Nickelodeon and MTV. Like, just put, like, a Viacom thing together. Now, see, Viacom's something that could do it, because I think they own way more shit. Disney does own a lot of shit, but all their in-house stuff is very homogenized and the same.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely, yeah. Viacom has the money, has the pull, has resources to do that. They could do it tomorrow, shit. And I wish they would, man. It would be amazing.
Personally, I just wish all this shit would go to Netflix, because it would be nice to be able to pay. I pay $12 a month because I have the highest package with the 4K streaming and all that shit. For the $13 or whatever I pay, it would be nice to have access to, like, all these libraries. It would be so, like, I wish The Simpsons would be put on Netflix. I wish the fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air would be put on Netflix. All these shows, and I would just go nuts. But if Fox releases their own streaming service, I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I can already watch all the X-Files on Hulu and Netflix, or illegally watch them. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? What's the purpose?
Yeah, exactly.
Dion, you still there? You're kind of quiet, my friend.
No, I'm still here, man. I was just waiting for you guys to finish your points. That's all.
Would you get the Disney streaming service?
Fuck no.
For you. Don't worry about your kid right now. I'll ask you that question.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Nick?
No, man. There's no point in it.
Now, Dion, do you think D2 would like it, or do you think he has other entertainment at his fingertips that you wouldn't even get it either,
Well, here's the thing with little kids. They don't know what they're watching. They're still shitting their pants, and they look at shit that's bright colored and it moves. So right now, I'm not going to buy Disney for D2 because he wouldn't know any different. If he watches Lion King tonight for the first time, he's not going to remember it tomorrow morning, right? So he may, in a weird way remember. I remember, being real little and we watched something and I loved it. And it was like a lion, blah 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 blah. But then he wouldn't think of that until he's old enough to retain information. So it'd be a waste of money for me to buy it for a kid who's only 3. The other thing is, and the reason why I brought up Tidal before was it was laughable because these music artists got it in their head that they were going to go ahead and do something similar to Spotify and Google Play and iTunes when they had a mental midget's worth of artists giving them music. So they were going, we're going to only do specific releases of Kanye's album. I'm only gonna release my album on this. Beyonce's only gonna release her album on that. So it's like 7 people that people care about. When again, you're not offering anything new enough. We can just download your music illegally if you're not gonna fucking give it to us and not have to deal with all this red tape. And to your point about Disney streaming, whatever they're gonna name it, Dream, Duck Nuts, whatever the fuck, compared to Netflix. Netflix built its brand. Originally, it sent out DVDs and Blu-rays. You didn't have to fucking pay late fees. You could send it back, whatever. You just had to send that shit back. And then they released the streaming service. It was cheap. It was the same amount of movies almost initially that you could just watch. It was something new at the time. They destroyed their competitor, Blockbuster. It was something new. Disney is going to come out with this streaming service against Hulu, against Netflix, against things already like the WWE Network, So streaming's not new, and the only thing you're going to be able to give us is old movies, episodes of Kim Possible, and shitty original programming. What do you have? You don't have anything new. So in like you brought up the old catalog for the WWE Network, and even though I probably would if I wasn't getting it from Dan, I probably would pay for it. But the backlog is so huge. They've got it's only wrestling, but they have old WCW pay-per-views, old AWA, old NWA, old pay-per-views, old shows. I didn't have cable, so I couldn't watch Raw as a kid. I can watch old episodes of Monday Night Raw, for the first time in their entirety. We've already watched The Lion King. Our kids can watch it from DVD. We could illegally download the shit and show it to them. What do you have? And that's why, just like what happened to Tidal, when you can't come up with something to make me buy it, that's why it's going to fail horribly. So like you said, it's going to be on Marvel. Marvel's going to be done in 2 years. So even if you keep doing, even if you somehow are able to snatch, and do original episodes of Marvel, that's going to wear out. You come out with a new movie, you're going to put it in the theaters. You're not going to just put it on the fucking streaming service. Even if you come out with the next big animator for Disney, who the fuck cares about that? Like, there's nothing you can come up with to make me buy it, unless you're going to do, Disney death. If you're going to bring back fucking Celebrity Deathmatch or something crazy like that, maybe. You'd have to do some off-the-wall new bullshit.
Celebrity Deathmatch. I think wasn't it on MTV?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, originally, yeah. Something like not celebrity, but Disney character deathmatch or something. Like, it would have to be some off. Like, if you were the only way I could see them making this into a good thing is if they started doing adult content. That's the only way to save it. And even then, you get to come out with a lot of it. Tommy
Wiseau reads Disney stories to kids.
Right?
That shit would show up on torrent sites, though.
Well, yeah, because everything does. That's how it is. And you'll get the one guy who's going to pay for it to pull it off there and put it on the internet. Then they're going to get they're $4. Come on. That's the way of things, unfortunately now. But even with Stranger Things, it was pulled off of Netflix and put on some torrent sites. Everybody could download it and watch it for free. But that's just the nature of the world we're in now. That's just how shit works. So, nothing's really exclusive. You can do what you want with it and everything. But that's just the way it is, man.
Nick, what would it take, since Dion already asked this question, or answered this question, what would it take you to sign up? Like, what is something that they could offer that you go, I'll give it a shot?
Nothing really. I don't think they could give me anything that I would see as value to, for my money at all, because I'm over that stuff. I don't care about the cartoons or anything like that. I've watched all of them. It's fine. That's nothing really. Nothing.
I think I'm in the same boat. There's Marvel and Star Wars. Well, like I said, I own my favorite Star Wars movie on Blu-ray. I'm fine. I could never buy another Star Wars movie again. I got the ones I need. I got the one that they made that services my favorite one. And the Marvel shit, like you said, it's over. I say after Infinity War, public interest in Marvel properties goes down. Because their TV shows, I like the Defenders. Or not the Defenders. I haven't seen the Defenders, so I can't judge it. But I liked Luke Cage and Daredevil. Jessica Jones was alright. And I liked Iron Fist. Those are cool. And I'm looking forward to the Punisher. But that's not enough for me to... to me, that's just the cherry on top of the Netflix sundae. this shit wouldn't get me to spend another $10 a month on it. Like, it's like, nope, I'll stick with Hulu. And Screen Junkies is like, oh, I see Hulu getting hit the hardest because most people are going to cancel their Hulu subscription for this. What?
No, they're fucking not.
Hulu's got every fucking TV show the next day. That's the biggest appeal of that. That ain't going anywhere. And Netflix is the big dog in the room. So, Disney, I know you're the biggest entertainment company of all time, but you have failed before and you'll fail again. Like, Nintendo's had failures. Every company's had failures. This will be Disney's biggest one, I think.
No, I agree. And I just, it's just like I said, and I keep going to the title example because it was so... Like, if you ever need an example of you putting money into something and assuming that just because you put money into it, you're going to get a return, blow up in your face and be hilarious. I mean, Tyler did the same thing with, it was him and Beyonce and Daft Punk and Rihanna, and like they all did this major signing because they were the big names in music, and they're doing like, we're gonna sign on with Tidal, and this is for the art. Like, that's the thing that they were saying. This is for the artists. The artists are gonna get paid what they deserve, which has been a big, huge thing of contention in music. And they honestly believe that because we say it and because we're putting money into it, it's automatically gonna pay off. And it fucking went horrible. And it was so funny because the world that they lived in was different from the 21st century. Like, I don't need you to get your music, was the crazy thing. So for this, that's what's so funny about Disney, is that we can make our own streaming service. We have Star Wars, we have Marvel, we have our animated films that have been doing well. That's a finite resource. We don't need you to see your movies because you're not going to stop putting in theaters. You're not going to have original content that isn't a major movie release that I want to see or need to see, like an Infinity War. And you're not going to come up with anything new that's specific to kids, because even if they decide, oh, well, we'll just do, the Disney Channel shows, we'll do shit like that, and kids at least want to see it. That shit is so fleeting. Once a kid turns 10, 11, 12, they move the fuck on to something else. So to base a whole streaming service around that is hilarious. Like, even I pay for Fight Pass, for UFC Fight Pass. The other thing that Fight Pass does is they have a huge library of past fights from the beginning of fucking of MMA, and they have new shit, like people that are crazy martial arts nuts that like watching shit like jiu-jitsu. It's on Fight Pass. So shit like that it's different. You can't just go and watch some random tournament in Muay Thai. You gotta, the easiest way to do it is to get a Fight Pass, and Disney doesn't have that same capability to pull that off. They just don't.
Yeah, I mean, look at Shudder. It's only horror movies, but that's one hell of a fucking catalog. And
yeah,
people are
or
making them. Crunchyroll as well. Like that's those are niche things, but the niche is so big that there's so much content in that niche that it fills that void. So you're fine.
And plus, not only that, but like even when, and I know it happened a couple of years ago, and it was kind of topical at the time, when Disney finally released those old animated movies to YouTube and other shit, and obviously kind of people were kind of weird because a lot of them had the racist characters or whatever, but it was a call. It was awesome because it was this crazy amount of animation that they were doing in the 40s and the 50s, and that was cool. But it's on YouTube already, so even if you were to do that, for people who, like you said, who are huge nerds, it's already out there. I don't have to pay for Dream Service, is what I'm going to call it. I don't have to pay for Disney streaming Dream Service to see old animated movies, to see the original Mickey, or to see the process of making this movie. I can just buy the movie or watch the fucking deleted scenes or the behind-the-scenes extras on YouTube, on, the fucking stupid-ass movie commercials that you see at the theater. Like, I don't need to see Dream to have Dream to do those things.
Yeah, I just think when your main demographic is kids, but kids can't access this on their own, because a lot of people have cable, and all the kids have to do is switch the channel over. It already comes in people's cable packages. This is going to be another effort on the behalf of parents. And yeah, I mean, somebody like Dustin would buy this for his kids because they like Star Wars, even though they have the Blu-rays. Like, I just don't get why people be like, well, Star Wars is on there. But Star Wars is on every fucking format. Star Wars has sold $1 billion in home video sales. Like, it's not like it's some rare gem that was never released.
Yeah, it's
right, and it's not like they're gonna not have Star Wars on Blu-ray going forward. They're not going to release Star Wars in theaters and it's only going to be on Disney Dream. That's not going to happen. They're still going to put this shit on Blu-ray and DVD. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, I don't know what else to say besides this is a terrible idea, and this is the new title. So, you guys want to move on to the next segment?
Sure.
We don't really... Tonight's a short show. We're only at an hour and, 15 minutes, which is fine.
Well, yeah, last week was so long, so, I mean, we got to find the balance.
I like a nice 90-minute episode. I think people really don't care as long as it's an interesting show.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So if something big comes up while we're recording tonight, because episode 82 is our most successful episode. It's 2 hours, 16 minutes, 51 seconds long. It's got almost 6,000 views. That's awesome. I wish every episode of World Class Bullshitters got 6,000 views. But, oh well. Maybe one day it'll happen, no problem. Anyway, let's get into our Patreon section of the show. Kendo Slice, you did not send me a question this week, sir, so I will read two of yours next week. Same goes for everyone else. I have Justin Beck's right here, and I think I may have Eric Ward, so let me check that out. But Justin Beck's question was, recast Beverly Hills Cop with the Bullshitters.
That's obvious. That's already obvious.
Ooh.
So you guys go first.
Oh shit. I would say. Oh my god. I think I'd have to say. Oh god damn. I don't even. It's funny because I love this movie and I just watched it 3 days ago and I haven't thought of this. I can't even thought of this. I'd have to say, you know what? I think I would do me as Bogomil. I'd have to do surprisingly Loudy and Nick as Taggart and Billy. Yep. And then
hold on. Am I Taggart and he's Rosewood?
No, you're You're Rosewood. He's Taggart.
Oh, that's fucking weird. Okay, fine, whatever.
And then obviously Jeff as Axel, and then and then Phil as Inspector Todd, and then I'd have who's left? Dustin would obviously be I keep wanting to say Victor Moan for some reason.
Victor Maitland?
Victor Maitland. And then Dustin is clearly Victor Maitland. Just obvious, because if there's anyone that looks like they were going to slob a knob, it was Victor Maitland in Beverly Hills Cop. And then Phil would also play the stripper in the strip club because he has the biggest titties.
That's cold-blooded.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then Brian as the robber, one of the robbers in the strip club.
If I was gonna do this, I would make Brian be Mikey Tandino.
Oh,
Mikey's only in the movie for a couple minutes, and Brian was only on a couple episodes. So, in the pantheon of world class bullshitters, he's only been there for like a cup of coffee. So that's the Mikey Tandino. No. Brian is the drug dealer from the cigarette dealer, the one that says I'm not dealing with Johnny Bananas. That guy. Like, that is Brian. He'll pop up in part 2 and be like, "You're the fucking guy with a truckload of cigarettes. I thought that was you, man." Like that. That's Brian's role right there. Dion, I'd make you Axel Foley because you'll get crazy.
Really.
But I also think you and I could be. Taggart and Rosewood because we always got each other's backs.
Yes.
I'm gonna stick with that. You and I are Taggart and Rosewood. We can argue who's who. We both have a full head of hair, so neither of us are bald like Taggart. Nick, you would probably be. Who would you be? I don't think you wouldn't be one of the bad. You'd be Bogomil.
I'd be Bogomil.
You'll be Bogomil.
I can see it for sure.
Dan,
Yeah. It's I can be like, listen, guys. I don't want you to go to Victor Maitland's house. I'll go there if you want me to, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
I will get into a shootout if I have to. I don't want to, but I will.
Yeah.
Dan would be that waiter from part one where he's like, coffee and donuts, sir. Compliments of Axel Foley.
I thought of that too. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Joel would be.
He'd be the dude. Why can't I remember his name? The henchman. That's who Joel would be. Get out of here.
Oh, Zach.
Zach, yeah. You always know that fucking Joel would say some shit. It's like, are you pissed at me?
Oh my god.
I think Phil would be Serge for me. Hello, how y'all doing today? I'm fine.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
And then I guess Hillary would have to be Jenny Summers because she's been on the show and she's the only one that's ever been on our show.
I think that fits too. That fits.
See, now I was going to be mean and say Phil was Ellis DeWalt from Part 3, but nobody likes Part 3, so come on.
Jeez.
It's funny you said that. I thought that I was going to say that Phil was Brigitte Nielsen. Yep.
Do you like rap music? Why aren't you smiling? I'm smiling. Let's rap together. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo.
Yeah, Phil could. Yeah, Phil could play that part very easily.
Now, if we were going to do part 2, I'd have to recap. Well, Dion, you and I would still be Taggart and Rosewood. And Nick, since Bougainville gets shot, I don't want you lining up. You know what, Nick? You could also be Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Part 1, Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I forgot Loudy. Who would Loudy be? Loudy would be either Foster or McCabe, the two cops that replaced Taggart and Rosewood, the black and white. Like, Loudy's both of them put together. Because they're just kind of there.
You know that Loudy would 100% be like, we're not going to fall for banana in the tailpipe, dude.
You're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe? You got to say it more natural, man. You've been hanging out with this dude too long. Now I want to... Dude, I found out that those Blu-rays are region-free, so I can buy that 3-movie box set from the UK, and it'll play on all of our PlayStations.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, dude. That'd be great.
It's only $15, so I think I'm going to buy that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm pumped. That's not my favorite trilogy, but I got it. Apparently, the picture quality on Part 2 is like a 4K scan, so everyone's going on about how good it looks on Blu-ray. I'm excited to check it out.
That's going to be awesome.
Oh, by the way, Dion, Kendo Slice would like to join us for a drunk commentary of Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh, sir, you are on.
Him and his depth charges, yeah.
Fire in the hole.
Yep.
That's with a good time,
If
sir.
I'm missing a Patreon question, I apologize. I can't seem to find who sent the other one. I know Kendo Slice hasn't sent his in. So, patrons out there, if I forgot your question this week, clearly I appreciate what you do. I just couldn't find it at the time of the recording. So, I'll make it up to you if you send me. I'll give you guys double questions next week. And while I'm doing that, to make one more pass on the patrons on Patreon, let me read you all of our patrons and give a very special thank you to, as it's loading on my computer screen, a very special thank you to our $25 patrons, and those members are Adrian Joseph, Chris Kolba, Justin Beck, and Kendo Slice. Our next tier is Eric Ward. He has a $15 patron, so thank you. Eric, I know you talked to me on Facebook. I just can't find your question if you sent it in. I apologize. Send me 2. Like I said, I'll make up for it next week and read 2 of yours. $10 guys. I don't think the $10 guys are sending in their questions. I know they all got their digital posters, but I haven't heard from them. So Royce Hubbard, Jonathan Showalter, and Murat Yilmaz, thank you guys very much for your support. Nick, a man named Nick at the $5 level, thank you very much, sir. And thank you to Crescent Wing. He is our $2 patron, but that does not mean we don't appreciate his contributions just as much as anyone else. So thank you to all of our patrons. Guys, we really appreciate the support. Come November, when Black Friday rolls around and all the electronics are cheap, this channel is going to get new equipment, and it's going to get a lot better. Down the road, We're going to make a movie, and we're going to do all kinds of cool shit. So just thank you, and for everyone out there that wants to support the channel, please do. We're going to do our best to bring you the best content we possibly can.
.com.
Fuck you. So, in Dion's absence, we've had 2 really popular episodes, and now I'm going to read some of the comments from last week's longest episode, which, for fuck's sake, 4 hours. Holy shit. Whatever, I had a great time. Thanks to those guys again. You're welcome next time to join us. So, this comes from Nick Torrey. He says, I never comment on any video, but you guys are my heroes. I'm so sick of everyone being so sensitive, but you guys are like a breath of fresh air. Please keep it up. I will show my support every way I can. Nick, thank you very much. And that is why I pinned your comment. That is a great comment, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, just share all of our stuff. That's all we really ask for.
Yeah, hit those 5-star reviews on iTunes. Even if you don't consume us on iTunes, you help us become more visible on iTunes when we're 5-star rated, so that really, really helps, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Up next, Tyro Apache. This might be your funniest episode ever. That joke about Jews and the Boy Scouts camping, I almost pissed myself laughing at that shit. I forgot what we made the joke about.
Yeah.
Oh! Here we go. Here's Eric Ward's question right here. It's in the comments section. It says, here's my first question as a new patron, and hopefully it'll entertain. If you could motorboat any superheroine, who would it be? Food for thought. Thank you, Eric. This is a great question, because I love tits. I'm going to go... Okay, you guys have some good ones, right? Because I'm going to say Agent Carter. If she doesn't count as a superhero, then I'll think of someone else. Because those tits are big... And she's British and
I'll go with Black Widow. That's mine.
Ooh. Fuck, man. I don't know. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna be weird and say Tilda Swinton from Doctor Strange.
She doesn't have any tits, though, man.
But they're under something, bro. And I just want to see them. Is all I'm saying.
No, but I mean, Tilda Swinton's been naked in movies. Her tits are small. She's got a blonde bush, though. That's kind of cool.
Oh, no. Fucking Lady Sif. That's what I'll say. Because I think...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You see, those ones are pretty nice. Especially under that armor, when she whips out her sword or whatever. I like it. I would like to live in your brain while we watch the same movie. Because the shit you think about makes me laugh. Who else would I want to motorboat in a film? I mean, Power Girl, if she was in a movie, because those tits are giant. The girl who plays Squirrel Girl. I know.
Oh, yeah. Holy
what's the chick's name? That's the famous one that does all the cosplay as her?
Jessica Negri.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I fucking love her whenever she pulls shit about her dressing as Power Girl.
There's also a...
Well, don't you mean Arizona Power Girl, Karen Nicole, the blonde that I show you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, her... Yeah, she's got an awesome body. I wish she listened to this show so she could hear us talk about how much we like her boobs.
If only.
Let's see. Where else do we got? Or what else do we got? Where else do we got? Here on YouTube is where else we got. Let's see. Steve Mazur. Those Ray figures look like a properly shaved Qui-Gon Jinn.
I don't have any credits. What I do have is a specific set of skills to be the only good part of a kind of a shitty movie.
Let's see. Jams 1999 says you guys are attracting flies. I don't know if he doesn't like the other fans or what that means, but
no, it means we're shit. That's what he's basically saying. We're attracting flies.
You listen, bitch. Joke's on you.
Yeah, that's the thing. If people want to take the time to talk shit, we already won by listening to this show. The purpose was served.
Also, your picture's dumb. It looks like you got fucking pink eye.
Somebody farted in his face. That's why he's attracted flies, because he has shit in his eyeballs.
Yep.
Chem Trooper, that sumo wrestler joke earned my thumbs up. Ride the Lightning 117. I watch every episode, but I never get the MVP treatment. Well, Ride the Lightning 117, just comment every week, because you got to understand, we have thousands of comments. If we see your name constantly pop up, we will gladly pick you for Listener of the Week. It's not that we have preference or we only pick people that buy shit, because that's not true. There are more episodes than there are people that have ever supported the channel. But I just, I read a great comment, I save it in my phone. Just comment more, and I'm sure you'll become Listener of the Week. Who else? Seth Hackley. How did I not find you guys sooner? I'm so glad there are other people who think the new Star Wars movies were co-opted by feminism.
You should go back and listen to our previous episodes on YouTube and on Podbean and on Stitcher and on iTunes podcast and everything else that we have.
Listen to every episode 100 times.
There you go.
That'll make you Listener of the Week.
Yep.
Ride the Lightning. If you want to become Listener of the Week, listen to every episode 100 times. There's a quiz. Alex for President will write it for you. Big Fat Man. What's their beef with Emma Stone? Well, Big Fat Man, we're going to pull the curtain back for you for a moment. That guy that was on the show, Eddie Cantillo, has a ridiculous crush on Emma Stone, and we just wanted to break his heart by telling him we're going to kill her 500 times.
Oh, yeah.
None of us actually have personal beef with Emma Stone, but we just wanted to watch Eddie Cantillo cringe a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Joel Hastings commented, the Munich Vagina Munching Murders movie by Nick Udo. What?
Well, I guess I have to fucking make it now, alright.
After the World Class Bullshooters movie, that is next on your list. Let's see. Mar Motorbiker. I'm the chip, you're the dip. SoCal Rice King. He wants an Asian Lando Calrissian. Okay, that's fine with me. Anybody but Donald Glover. Pupper. When you guys explode in popularity, please don't change. Don't worry, Pupper. We can't change, so we're all good. Oh, but Luis Quintero says, fuck your channel and your podcast. Go cry in the corner. Thanks, Luis, for listening to our show.
You listen, bitch. Joke's on you.
With your 0 subscribers. Kern. Rose will probably be like the Megan Fox character in Transformers. Okay. And then, the comment actually also goes on to say she'll probably have a love interest, or she'll probably have loved/learned about X-Wings because her dad was a pilot and died during Return of the Jedi or some dumb shit like that. Finn will continue to act like Kevin Hart/Chris Tucker in Rush Hour and chase the Asian/white women.
Sure, why not?
This comes from Atum Mirabilis. Sumo wrestlers, mwahahaha. I generally only shave my legs for donations to blue-haired lesbian feminists for their faux beards. Okay.
Whatever you're into, man. Whatever you're into.
It's whatever they're into.
True.
So, we have a movie channel that follows us called Rec Suspense it's like record/suspense. And, they've been commenting lately. I think they follow us on Twitter, so hello to Rec Suspense. Check them out. They say, hello, my name is Whitney, and I'll become a filmmaker. So, support independent cinema, people. Star Wars Fanboy says the Chewbacca figure looks like he has blackface. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Cosmin Dash. Here's somebody that likes our show a lot. I love your cast from this episode. The honesty, the truth, the savage and awesome jokes. This channel has everything. I love to see smart people who share a point of view similar to mine on this crap entertainment industry. I really hope to see drunk commentary or even normal ones in this formula again in the future. Oh, of course, those other guys are cool. We're all friends, so you'll definitely hear more of them. Kendo Slice is going to become the replacement Dustin if Dustin doesn't come back in 2 episodes, because that's the clock he's living by.
TikTok, motherfucker.
Yeah, TikTok. Your days of happiness and reign as WWF champion are coming to an end. Who said it? Comment in the comment section below. I'll send you a no prize. Mahmoud Murad. The Burbs, Bachelor Party, and The Money Pit are a great Tom Hanks trilogy in Manos. This guy gets a thumbs up from me. That's a good comment. He also says, Philadelphia is shit. No fag flicks, please.
Whoa.
And he goes, Philadelphia is scary, boringins. Scary, and yes, AIDS was great until everyone could die of AIDS. All right,
Dustin?
I've never... I've never seen the movie, so I don't know what to say.
I mean, I've watched it a couple times.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
You know what else is a really good movie, though, Dion, that you haven't watched in a long time?
What's that?
Police Academy. It's on Netflix. Go watch it.
I'm not a fan of those movies.
What?
Oh, the other ones are shit, but the first one's great.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that, I guess.
You go back and watch it, and when Lassard's getting a blowjob at the convention, you'll laugh your ass off. Trust me, you should. When you're drunk by yourself, turn on Police Academy. Besides the amazing score, you're gonna get. You don't make comedies like that anymore.
Yeah. The days of the raunchy comedies are gone.
Okay, this comes from John Dewey. I love how Star Wars nerds on YouTube spent hours discussing why C-3PO had a red arm. Now all of a sudden, he's back to gold. LOL. See, that's the shit that I like to poke fun at. These modern Star Wars fans try to sit on the internet and nitpick everything and make reaction videos and all this other dumb horse shit. And it's like, people, no. It's a fucking ploy to sell you toys. How do you not see that? It's not like we are three guys that have, like, superpowers or we're like the fucking Guardians from Green Lantern or something. We don't sit up in, like, a godly tower with a giant battery, like, you know, powering all these rings. No, we can just see through the bullshit. And I don't know how other people can't. Like, they're blinded by their emotions, and that's where dumb people, like, throw their money at it. It's like, oh my god, a fucking Ewok. I gotta buy it. Like, fuck Ewoks. They're retarded. Fuck porgs. Stephanie Janicek, who is one of our new female listeners, who actually has a cool channel, you should check her out. OMFG, you guys are freaking hysterical. I don't have a cigar, but I want to be smoking one with a glass of cab listening. Total Cigar Lounge. Sensitive feminazi, steer clear. Steel 1974. That episode 7 poster behind Eddie was foreshadowing his taste in movies.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Let's see. Shout out to Liquid Metal Pro. He couldn't make the episode, but I know he wanted to be. Hi to Christopher Littleton. Holy Knight Vader 999 says, this is why I'm just collecting Gundam toys for now. Good articulation, nice colors. Hey, I'm all for high quality toys, so thumbs up from me. And then I already read Nick Torrey's comment. Here we'll end with Lex Rage, because this is always fun. Lex Rage says, poor Emma Stone. It's not her fault. She looks like a low-class Margot Robbie with Down syndrome. By the way, looking at that thumbnail, I really think Rey is a try-hard character. She tries too hard to look badass, to be independent. It's so fake, even in this picture. I can't stand her. Not only because she's a damn Mary Sue, but also because she's so aggressive. Remember how she talks shit to Finn in the movie? Go take a dick or two, girl. That would make you more joyful. What a goddamn bitch. I can get why people appreciate Finn or Ren, even if I don't like those characters. But Rey, that's beyond my comprehension. How the hell is it possible to create such an antipathic character? Seriously. I like to make comparisons with Jyn from Rogue One. This character is much more sympathetic in my opinion. Even physically, Felicity Jones seems less bitchy and more cute, more feminine than Daisy Ridley, and hotter from my point of view. That's that girl I would have loved to follow for 3 movies. Anyway, that was a very long podcast you offered me this time. Do you guys ever drink while recording it? Yes, we do. Most of the time we drink while we're recording.
I think it's slowly becoming a requirement now.
Oh, and when I think about it, the French dude I am would definitely put the white flag up your ass, you goddamn racist bastards. So, Lex Rage, thank you very much for that comment, and that closes out the comments on this week's episode of World Class Bullshitters. If you liked this episode, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment in the comments section and share it. If you'd really like to support the channel, head on over to Patreon. Every tier offers you something cool, and every tier really helps this channel grow. If that's out of the question on a month-to-month service, why don't you head over to incarnate-studios.com, pick up a poster, a t-shirt. It's a one-time purchase. It still helps the channel grow. Every dollar makes World Class Bullshitters that much bigger. Also, if money's not a thing that you can support with right now, please share everywhere you go. Share us on Twitter. Share us on Facebook, share us on Instagram. Anywhere you go, World Class Bullshitters should be shared. Also, head over to iTunes, 5-star review us. They're fun to read, and it just helps us become more searchable, so we appreciate that. If you want to interact with this show, subscribe to the channel. Find us over on Facebook. We have 2 pages. We have the official World Class Bullshitters fan page, which is a group that you have to get approved for, but everybody can approve you. And it's just a fun environment. It's really just an extension of the show. So if you like me, Nick, Dion, any of the other guys, they're all there. You can bullshit with us through the week. You can suggest topics for the show. Any of that stuff is over on the Facebook page. We're over on Twitter at the World Class BS. Nick runs the Twitter. He's got us thousands of followers. He's the best social media manager no money can buy. So thank you, Nick, for all you do.
Welcome.
He's over on Instagram as well, so you can follow us there. We always update you with the latest episode information. So it's just good to follow World Class Bullshitters on social media. So this has been episode 84 of World Class Bullshitters. It's a short one, but I think we got a lot in this week.
It wasn't bad.
Definitely.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
my favorite part was to have Dion back. So, Dion, I'm glad you're back.
I am
same
very
here,
glad
man.
to be back. Very glad to be back, fellas.
I wanted to say one thing real quick. Lime Green Hulk did mention that it is the 55th anniversary of the creation of Spider-Man.
Oh, today on the dot.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Now I'm going to go bust out Amazing Fantasy number 15 and read it. Damn it, Lime Green Hulk. Yeah, listeners, if you like Spider-Man and you've never read his origin, please do. It's like 13 pages long, but it's the only comic book original artwork to be featured in the Library of Congress. Somebody donated it. So, a lot of times these things are in private collections or they're lost or destroyed, but the artwork to Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, is in the Library of Congress, or the Smithsonian. I think it's Library of Congress, actually. But that's cool. Like, it's considered a national treasure. Spider-Man is a national treasure, and that's exciting. So do you guys have anything else you'd like to say before we put this baby to bed?
Fuck you, Sony, bitch.
Are you over your hate of Zack Snyder yet?
Oh, hell no. I'm still to the white meat, man. I cannot wait till I finally meet that motherfucker in person. Hey, you're Zack Snyder, right? You did Batman vs Superman? Yeah, man. Not even finish the sentence.
All it's gonna be is like all the bullshit's making a wall around you as you beat the shit out of this guy.
Yep. Oh yeah. I can't fucking.
That's all
wait.
it's gonna be.
Hey, if I gotta be a witness to murder, I don't want to be, but I will if I have to. So whatever. Nick, do you have anything you want to plug, or is it too early to plug your movie?
Oh, no, I can plug it. I am currently shooting a movie called Franken Thug with a local production company, A Buck Short Productions. We film, we're trying to get it done here soon, trying to get it out by next year. It's a fun movie. It's not really horror based. It's more of like a blaxploitation type thing going on, which makes me really excited. I love those movies. Definitely follow them on social media all over the place. The director is Richard Tanner. Also, I think 2 of the actresses, Danielle Page and Cassidy Rose, are also on social media all over Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow them. Say hi to them. Tell them we sent you. And make sure you like and share all their stuff.
And next year, when this movie premieres, the Bullshitters will be there, so come out, support local cinema, meet us. It's, all one and the same. That's it. So I've been your host, Jeff Hicks.
Man, the plan, the original tan, baby, I'm back, in sync, Backstreet Boys. Shout out to the '90s, Dion Green.
I've been your friendly neighborhood Samoan saying, "Stay frosty."
Dion, I can't believe you mentioned those shitty 90s songs. Quick story before we end this, because the fans should like this. I'm hanging out with... so Phil's got a fire pit in his backyard, right?
God.
And he called me over last Friday and Saturday to go over, have some beers, and, look at a fire. So we did. I got pretty drunk on Friday because Loudy drove. Saturday I had to drive home, so I didn't. But we listened to this video series called The Best Hits of Each Year, and we started with 1990, and it went to 2017. The 90s had some shit music.
Oh, yeah. It was bad, but so good.
I put it like this. The person who made these videos has shit taste. Like, every Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston song was on the list, but, they skipped over Nirvana and Weezer and any Pearl Jam, any rock band, there was no rock music. It was just like weird dance music. Cotton Eye Joe was on there twice.
Oh, fuck that.
Like, what? Fuck that. I'm not even going to tell you the name of the video or the channel because fuck them. If you read the comments, they're like, well, I was born in 1997. This is just me looking back and deciding what I think. You weren't even alive to decide what was a relevant fucking song back in the day. Like, All-Star was on the radio every 5 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Eminem was on the radio every 5 minutes. Fucking Ja Rule was on the radio every 5 minutes. Just saying. I don't like Ja Rule, but that dude was the fucking soundtrack of the years.
Ja Rule doesn't like Ja Rule now.
No. I just wanted to talk about, you triggered me with your 90s talk. Like, yeah, that song Backstreet Back is cool in my mind. Like, on episode 97, I'll put that as the closing music. But fuck the 90s music. The ones in this video. Anyway, that's the episode. Thank you. If you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes or Stitcher, enjoy the song I play right now.